Hi, it's James with another technique that we can use to enhance our experience of life. You know, when we learn to meditate, we quickly begin to cultivate experiences that allow us to know ourselves as something other than our thoughts and our feelings and that non-stop internal monologue that we carry with us through the day, because we can settle beneath those thoughts, beneath those feelings and feelings about the thoughts and thoughts about the feelings, and ground ourselves in some experience of consciousness which grounds us, frankly, and allows us to move through life when we're out and about in the world from that more grounded place. But that doesn't mean that we don't find ourselves still getting caught up in our thinking, reacting to the world in ways where we start running those old scripts, especially if we get around people like family and friends, people we've known for a while who can really push our buttons. Then we start running those same scripts, getting caught in those same loops of thinking and speculation. And the typical response is when we find ourselves thinking some uncharitable thing about a person or a situation, or woe is me, or the universe sucks, it's out to get me, is to then stop and tell ourselves, wait, you shouldn't be thinking that stuff. You're a meditator now. You should be better than that. You should think about gratitude or happiness. And what this really is, while it's nice to think about gratitude and happiness, is this is really us just yelling at ourselves. And while we might be right, while we might be a better way to spend our time in that moment, it's hard to get to that better place by beating yourself up. So rather than beat yourself up, rather than chastise yourself, there's a little simple exercise that I want you to try. It's called coming to your senses, and it works really well. And in fact, it's a great thing to teach children. It also works great for adults. And here's how it works. Whenever we get ourselves caught up in something like, oh, my mom, she's never going to change, she's given up on life, she's yada, yada, yada. I'm doing that again. What I want you to do is bring your sensory awareness to the world around you along one particular axis. And here's an example of what I mean. You close your eyes if it's okay to close your eyes. If not, you can leave them open. And you can ask yourself the question, what do I hear? And you'll immediately begin to pick up the very rich vibrations that are coming to you through the sound field. There's cars, there's buses, there's talk, there's chatter. There's hums from appliances. And then as you begin to pick up these thought streams, these sound streams, what then I want you to do is direct your attention to what is the subtlest sound I can hear. It's really fun to do. You can also do it with sight. You can be in a situation, maybe you're in line at the bank or the market or something, and you've got this slow checkout person, and you start thinking about how unfair it is, and doesn't the world know you're in a hurry, and you're like, I'm doing it again. And then you can just look around and go, what do I see? And quickly you'll pick up the bright things, the shiny objects, the people around you. But then I want you to train your attention and move to what is the softest shadow I can see? What is the subtlest pattern I can detect? What's the smallest reflection of light off an object? You can also do it with feeling, with what sensations are arising in the body, and then you move to the subtler. I can begin to feel the hair on the back of my neck getting caught up in the weave of my sweater. And what this technique does is immediately bring you out of your thinking. It works fantastically well. So much better than yelling at yourself and telling yourself to think something else. It brings us out of our thinking and into the present moment through the only media the present moment has ever delivered, which is our senses. And then when we come back to the present moment, what we find is that feeling we had has subsided, or maybe that script we were running in our head has run out of steam, and from that more grounded place we can move forward and be more in our life as opposed to our thoughts about life. It's a great exercise, again, called coming to your senses, and I want you to give it a try. Try it today. Who knows, you might be able to try it 50 times today, depending on how your day is going. So I want you to try it, pick one sense, see what it does, pick another sense, see how that works, and then email me. Let me know how it went. It's James at Vedic Path Meditation. Okay? Great. See you soon.